Hello, word nerds. Welcome to the dictionary. This is episode G30. All of this stuff right here. This is G30, and all of this stuff right here. That's me. I'm Spencer. I am providing you with this podcast in audio and also visual form if you are so interested in that on the YouTube. All right, let's get into these words. The first word is gate, but it's a suffix. It comes at the end of a word, so it's hyphen gate. It is a noun, and it doesn't have a year, although they definitely could have put a year. This is usually political scandal, often involving the concealment of wrongdoing. Hoo, I am doing some wrong things. I'm going to conceal them under the rug, and then it will be Ruggate. So the example is Iran Gate, the country, Iran. And, the etymology says this is from Watergate. So because of Watergate in was it the 70s? We now put gate at the end of usually some sort of political problem thing. Let's see. I want to look up examples of times the media put gate at the end of a thing. I just wanted to see how long we could make that question. The media uses the gate suffix originating from the Watergate scandal that was a Nixon thing to label political or public controversies implying a scandal or cover-up, seen in examples like Irangate, Bridgegate, Emailgate, Russiagate, and Partygate. But it's also used for lighter issues like Monica-gate, Deflate-gate, or even trivial incidents like Ponytail-gate. Yeah, I know that we've been using this for other things that are not political in any way whatsoever. Deflategate, was that the football thing where they deflated it to make it go farther or higher? Ponytailgate, what's that? Sports and pop culture controversies. We also have Antennagate, Nipplegate. Was that? Yep, that was Janet Jackson. Bloodgate, rugby players faking injuries for substitutions. Biscuitgate. Oh, Ponytailgate was New Zealand Prime Minister tugging a waitress's ponytail. Ugh. Biscuitgate, Sharpiegate, Gamergate, Squidgygate. So many examples of gates. Look, even Wikipedia has a whole list of them. Oh, I knew I would find some gems if I just did a little searching. Oh, what's the sound effect going to be? Let us do woo. Now we have gateau. Gateou. And you can spell it with the first A. Can have the hat icon, the carrot icon, accent symbol. What was it? The bunny. The bunny went up I can't remember what that one's called, but it looks like a angled thing on the first A. You can spell it with or without that. The plurals would be where you add an X to the end. This is a noun from 1764. Number 1, food baked or served in the form of a cake. And an example would be eggplant gâteau. So I'm assuming that the etymology is going to say that gâteau is related to cake, maybe. But an eggplant cake, that would not sound very good to me. Eggplant gâteau sounds interesting. Number 2, a rich or fancy cake is a gâteau. So yes, we have to look at the etymology. Let's see. This is from French, from Old French, gastel, probably of Germanic origin, akin to the Old English whist, which means sustenance or food. So I guess it's not technically cake, but it is food. And it became cake? I mean, I don't know. We can look up just a quick little translate of the word gâteau in French. But it's probably just gonna say cake or pastry or food or something like that. Or maybe it will give us nothing. Where's the U? There's the U. Yeah, it just means cake. Cake, 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 cake. All right. Yeah. Oh, another plural is instead of the X, you can put an S. Gateaus. Would you still say that way? Gateaus. I got I got cake toes. Whoa. Next is gate crasher. 2 words with a hyphen. Noun from 1921. This is a person who enters, attends, or participates without ticket or invitation. Gate crash is a verb. So this is like I think in the previous episode we had something about how much is the gate? What was the gate at the baseball show? And that's just the total amount of people who went through the gate giving their tickets. But there are some people who go through the gate who do not have a ticket, so they will not be counted as part of the gate unless the gate is literally counting people who go through. How do they get through? How do they crash that gate? Do they hop over? Does somebody let them in? Maybe in a secret entrance somewhere along the side. Doesn't matter. They were not invited and they didn't have a ticket, so they're a gate crasher. Whoa! Now we have gated, gate with a D, adjective from 1581. Number 1, having or controlled by a gate, as in a gated entrance. That entrance has a gate. It's controlled by a gate, so it's gated. My mouth is a gated mouth. You can't get into it. The food has to go through a little gate. Number 2 for gated is designed to restrict entrance, usually by means of physical barriers, a private security force, and a controlled gate, as in gated communities. I definitely hear of gated communities more often than I'm hearing of a gated entrance, just when you're putting those words together. There's probably a lot more gated entrances than there are gated communities. But I'm always hearing about gated communities because they keep on not letting me in. Yeah, but physical barriers, big old walls, security force, people on security, golf carts, checking out, make sure everything is cool. Controlled gate. Yeah, we don't want your kind out there. We live in a gated community. We only like people who have gates on their house. Okay, moving to what? Gatefold. 1 word. Gatefold. Noun from 1946. The synonym is fold out, but especially one with a single fold that opens out like a gate. I feel like I need to remind myself of fold out, though. Where might that be? What page? What page was fold out on? Right over here in the 400s. Let's see. Oh, we got to go back a little bit more. Fold out is a folded leaf in a publication, like a book, that is larger in some dimension than a page. Ah, yes, a fold out map. Because this one is, it's a noun, so you just call it a fold out. Of course, that makes sense. Of course, I think I probably mentioned maybe the Lord of the Rings or Hobbit books had fold out maps. Maybe they didn't at the time, but they definitely do now. But this one has a single fold that folds out like a gate. So sometimes the map will fold out once, and then again, and then again. You have a big old map, a big old fold out thing from your book, but a gatefold has just one fold like a gate, and that's it. So it's like maybe twice the size of a regular page. Okay, so that was fold out. Now we go to, gatehouse. Did I say it was gatefold? I don't know if I said fold out or gatefold. But this is gatehouse, noun from the 14th century. It is a building or house connected or associated with a gate. Connected to a gate it's got a gate and it's a house, so it's a gatehouse. I got a gate mouth in the gated community. What? Next is gatekeeper. Gatekeeper, noun from 1572. Number one, one that tends or guards a gate. They're keeping that gate safe. Number two, a person who controls access. And this has turned into a term similar to gaslight that people are using to say just a gatekeeper of not a literal access to a thing, but a keeper of information. Don't, and it's been used as a verb as well. Don't be doing any gatekeeping. Stop. Allow yourself to allow people to come and go as they please to a space, to information, to what it is. There are people. So it's, I don't know. It's just a word that's being used about people trying to keep other people away in some way. Don't be a gatekeeper. I'm the gatekeeper, and then I open the gate and I say, look at all of these words. Look at all these words in the dictionary that you had no idea about. I am keeping the gate open. That's the kind of gatekeeper I like to be. Whoa. Next is gate leg table. Gate leg table. This is a noun from 1926. A table with drop leaves supported by movable paired legs. And there's a picture of a gate leg table. I don't know why it's called gate leg, though. Is it like because they move, it's like a gate? But so there's this picture, and it has, trying to decipher this a little bit, because it looks like, okay, I see. Yep, we've got sort of like a first part of the table. It's a rectangle. There's two legs on this side. They're closer to each other, and there's two legs on this side. And then in the middle of that table, perpendicular, there's two more legs, one on either side. And so on top of those individual legs, there is a half circle for each part of the table. And then in between, over the original table, this is the space. This is where the leaves go in. This is where the table opens from, and you could put your more table in the middle. And so a table with drop leaves supported by movable paired legs. But the legs don't look like they're movable unless they swivel in. Maybe that's what it is. They swivel like a gate. And so when you want to open up the table, you swivel out those individual legs, and then you put the top part of the table, the rounded part, on top of that individual leg. So maybe that's why they're gate legs, because they swivel like a gate. All right, I think we figured it out. That's fantastic. Wow. Next is gatepost. Gatepost. It is a one word. It is one of them single words. Noun from 1522. It is the post to which a gate is hung, or the one against which it closes. So there's two gateposts. You always got to have two. You got to have one that the gate is attached to and the other one that the gate hooks onto. Gateposts. Put in some gateposts, and then you stand there and be a gatekeeper. Whoa. Next is gateway. Noun from 1707. Number one, an opening for a gate. It's the way you go when you go through a gate. It's the gateway. Number two, the synonym is the 4A definition for the word gate, which would have been all the way back over here, which is a means of entrance or exit. How do you enter? How do you leave? It's a gateway. What else is a gateway? Whoa! Next we have gateway drug. Oh, this will be interesting to see what the definition is. People have opinions about this one. Okay, this is a noun from 1982. It is a drug. Examples of those drugs might be alcohol or marijuana, according to the book. A drug whose use is thought to lead to the use of and dependence on a harder drug. And examples of those harder drugs would be cocaine and heroin. I believe I have heard that there is evidence that marijuana, aka cannabis, aka many other names, does not tend to lead to harder drugs. I think I think the person's personality and whatever their body chemistry is might be a more likely factor to have them want to proceed to something that's harder and more dependent. They could get more dependent, more addicted to potentially. But yeah, I don't know. Is there anything? It's like, oh well, I got this thing and that's making me feel good, but I need to feel more. So because I have the personality that I always need more and more and more, and that's maybe therapy could be something to do if you're in one of those situations. All right, that was it for gateway drug, and now we shall move on to our last word, which is whoa. It's the word gather. No more gate words. Gather, this is the first form, and just because of the way all of the words fall on the pages, we are going to put the synonym information for gather into the next episode. Okay, so gather, bunch of definitions. It is, you can give it a hard TH, gather, or gather. Some people say gather, I guess. This is a verb from before the 12th century. It looks to be starting with transitive. Number one, and we got to scoot the book up. Number one, to bring together. The synonym is collect, as in tried to gather a crowd. When they were putting on their show, singing a song, doing a dance, hoping to get some money, they gathered a crowd. They're like, look at me, look at what I'm doing. I need money, please, to buy food. Another example is gathered firewood. Go into the woods and get me some firewood because we need to have a fire because we're camping. Gather them up in your arms. 2a, the synonyms are pick and harvest, as in gather flowers. How is that different than the other one? You're bringing, I guess, okay, you're not, the idea is you're not bringing them together. You're not bringing all of the flowers to one place like you are with a crowd or firewood. You're gathering them. You're picking them. You're saying, look at these beautiful flowers. Here, I gathered some flowers for you. Have them. Put them in your hair. To be, to pick up or amass, as if by harvesting, as in gathering ideas for the project. I'm just going to harvest these ideas out of your brains. I'm going to gather them. It's as if I am harvesting ideas from other humans because I can't come up with any ideas myself. To see, to scoop up or take up from a resting place, as in gathered the child up in his arms. The child is in their resting place. I'm just resting. Can you gather me up so I can rest somewhere else, please? This is my rest. It makes it sound like the child is dead. Number 3, to serve as an attraction for. The synonym is accumulate. As in the example, books gathering dust. They've been sitting there for so long and nobody has been picking them up to read them, so they're accumulating dust, gathering dust. What is it? It's to serve as an attraction for. I'm confused by that definition. To serve as an attraction for? I don't know. Something about that definition does not make sense to me. It sounds like that the thing is the books are gathering dust. So they are the thing that is attracting the dust, but I wouldn't say it's attracting either. I would say that it just goes there. I don't know. That's kind of a funny one. Number 4, to affect the collection of, as in gather contributions. To affect the collection of. See, this way to use words is not how my brain likes to use these words. To affect the collection of. I mean, whatever. It's short, it's sweet, it's correct. Gather contributions. Number 5A, to summon up. What are we summoning up? What are we gathering up? Oh, the example is gathered his courage. Just going to gather all my courage from all the different parts of my body and just bring it all together in one place. So I got all my courage is all together. I'm summoning up. I'm going to draw a pentagram in chalk on the floor, and I'm going to gather up my courage by summoning it. Oh, courage, please come to me. I need it. Please come in my time of need. 5B, to gain by gradual increase, as in gather speed. It's like your harvesting speed. You're just picking it up as you go. A little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. And then you're like, whoa, this is fast. Oh my gosh, we're going so fast. I gained by gradual increase. 5C, to prepare oneself by mustering strength. Preparing yourself by mustering your strength. So you are, there's no example sentence. So the preparing yourself is you're gathering yourself. Let me just gather myself. I'm sorry. I'm all sorts of all over the place. I need to gather myself by mustering strength. I guess I think of, well, let's see what 5D says, because I feel like it could be similar. Yeah. To gain or regain control of. The example is gathered his wits. Or like I said, let me gather myself. Whoa, that was just a crazy situation we just went through. I need to gather myself. I need to regain control of my senses and my brain because what just happened? Let's get gathered. Number 6 is to reach a conclusion, often intuitively, from hints or through inferences. As in the example, I gather that you want to leave. I am looking at the clues. I'm paying attention to the things that you are saying. When you said, I want to leave, I am putting that into my brain and I am gathering that you, and you're also wearing a jacket. You put on your jacket. You got your shoes on. I gather that maybe you don't want to be here anymore. Is that true? Yes, I want to go. Number 7A. To pull along a line of stitching so as to draw into puckers. And what you are pulling is maybe fabric. So you are gathering the fabric all to make it pucker. Pull along a line of stitching. Now, this must be a specific thing that the people who work with fabrics and threads, this is a specific thing that they do. You have to gather the fabric along the line of stitching. So you make it into puckers. 7B. To draw about or close to something, as in gathering her cloak about her. So, yep, she's putting it around her. She's drawing the cloak about her, around her, close to her. That's it. 7C. To bring together the parts of, as in, gathered her hair into a ponytail. Oh, look, ponytail has come up 2 times in this episode. Ponytails don't come up ever, really, in my life. So you're gathering all of the hairs. You gotta gather all of them up into your hand and then put the rubber band around the thing. And there might be some stragglers that you can't get because they're too short, maybe down here at the bottom or up here on the top. It's very hard to gather 100% of the hairs, but you can try. You can try to gather them. Bring together all the parts of. 7D. To assemble in sequence for binding. And examples of what you are assembling is the signatures of a book. To assemble the signatures of a book in sequence for binding. Now, these signatures must be different than the signatures I think of. I think of the signatures when you write your name. But what are these signatures? Let's just look up signatures of a book. Ooh, signatures book binding. Okay, what is this? In book binding, a signature is a group of folded paper sheets that form a section of the book. These signatures are sewn together to create the text block, which is then bound into a cover. Signatures are the fundamental building blocks of a codex, making the book durable and easier to handle during the binding process. And there is a picture. Let's look at this picture. Okay, so we got that part and that part and that. So it's really, I mean, most books, I think, are made from one signature, or there's a multiple sections. So that's what a signature is in a book. Well, this definition makes perfect sense. You're assembling all the signatures in order, in sequence, because you don't want the book to be out of sequence. And so you are gathering the signatures, and then you bind the book. So how? Yeah, because I guess, a smaller book, you might be able to do just one signature where they're folded in half, and you've stacked the papers in order, and then right there in the middle of the book is like, that's the first page that was folded in half. But if you got these big books that have a really thick spine, then you can't do that. You have to build it in sections to fill out the width of that spine. And I mean, I don't know, it could be 5 pages, 10 pages, 30 pages, I don't know, but it's all broken into sections. So you gather those all up together. You gather all your signatures, and then you just make a book. It's easy to make a book. All right, well, I'm very glad now that I know about a little bit more about the process of bookbinding, and that those sections are called signatures. I mean, could I figure out how many pages are in one section here? I'm like looking at the middle of these binding. Ooh, looks like there's a break here. It looks like these two, between pages 506 and 507, it looks like that might be where two signatures were sewn together, because then where would be the next one? Although, I don't know. I have to look at this more closely. Also, I'm going to lose my page. Anyway, cool. Okay, moving on to 7E. To haul in, that's the whole definition. The example is, the sailors gathered the sails. So, that when you don't want the sails up anymore, the wind is blowing through them, or maybe there's no wind. You're like, what's the point of having the sails up? Let's gather them. Let's bring them down. Let's get them into a big old pile. Just gather the sails. Haul them in, people. Hey, sailors, gather. Okay, now we have intransitive. Number 1A, to come together in a body. What is gathering in a body? It doesn't have to be a body like this body, a human body, an animal body. It could just be a thing. Just to come together in a thing. 1B, to cluster around a focus of attraction. And that attraction, I mean, I'm just going to say it because this came up earlier, could be one of them people performing on the street, looking for money, looking for attention, looking to get a job, to cluster around a focus of attraction. There's places in big cities all over the world that have, at least one or two spots that are like, this is where all of the tourists go. This is where all of the action is happening. And so if you're going to be one of them buskers, I guess would be a term. So the busker is trying to gather the people to watch them and give them money. But then the people are gathering. The people are gathering intransitively. 2A. Got to do a page flip. To swell and fill with pus. So your injury is gathering pus, I guess. Okay. Moving on to 2B. The synonyms are grow and increase, as in the gathering crisis. The crisis, just like my speed, it's growing and increasing a little bit by a little bit. The gathering crisis. Gatherer, that is a noun. So many definitions for gather. This word is from Middle English, gaderen, from Old English, gadarian, akin to the Middle High German, gadern, which means to unite. And there's more at the word good. So yes, it's all about uniting and coming together, from fabric to people to flowers and more. Speed, Yep, it's all that stuff. Okay, well, in the next episode, we will have some gather synonym information and another form of gather, and then a whole bunch of other words which look kind of interesting. But before we get into the next episode, we need to stay in this episode and pick a word of the episode. Today we had gate, gateau, gate crasher, gated, gatefold, gatehouse, gatekeeper, gate leg table, gatepost, gateway, gateway drug, and gather. Well, I believe that I am going to pick gâteau as the word of the episode because it's a cake. I want a gâteau. The gâteau is a fancy cake. Give me a gâteau made of sweets, but also made out of eggplant. Gâteau, gâteau. All right, that's it for that. All right, I'm going to now bring up my movie list and tell you about another movie that I watched. Got to scroll down to the bottom. What is next? We talk about that. Did I talk about Sorry Baby? Did I talk about Sorry Baby? I think I need to look up Sorry Baby. Sorry Baby. I can't remember if I talked about Sorry Baby. Let's look this up. Which one was this? Which one was this? Okay. A woman with a cat? I need to look at these pictures. Yes, I remember watching this. I did not talk about this. Okay. Oh, yes. Okay. There was some interesting things that happened in this movie. I would recommend it. There was some. Oh, yes, and I think it was in like three or four parts. Some like present and past stuff, and yeah, and it's out in this rural area. I'm not gonna tell you what. And there's a cat. She's holding a cat. All right. That is the movie that I'm telling you about. Sorry, baby. Sorry I couldn't remember it better. And that's going to be it for this episode. Thank you so much for checking it out. And until next time, this is Spencer dispensing information. Goodbye.